This is ioEther, and we're back with some more World Tanks. This is my second time recording this because I made a screw up in the first time. Anyways, so this is SlaughterBob in his Leopard. That's a beautiful tank. It's a Leopard 1. It's a tier 10, so it's obviously a tier 10 battle on Live Oaks. Before we get into the game, if you want to contact me via Facebook, Twitter, or Duckster, links are in the description below to my account, so you guys can go ahead and friend me, poke me, whatever. Excuse me. If you need old World Tanks patches recorded, if you got games from 8.11, 8.7, 9.1, you know, the old really great games where you may have had a game from long ago that you've never been able to record, if you send them to me and you pay a very small fee, I can record them for you. I got everything back to 8.7, all the patches, so I can record it in its native patch. It's a very small fee, and yeah, if you guys want that service, email me. More details in the description below. And if you want to support the channel directly, my Patreon account is the best way to do that. Its link is also in the description below. Something as little like $1 a month actually does help the channel out a lot more than you might think. Okay, now that we're actually into the game. Oh, first shot of the game misses. Sad. Okay. So our bat chat's going to push up. And now, unfortunately, for some reason, we have an AFK low. Our E75 and our Tiger are pushing down this flank for reasons I don't understand. Ooh, beautiful shot into the turret of a M46 Patton. I actually thought that would have bounced because of the Patton's turret, but he must have hit one of the cheeks and just penetrated through. Now back to the E75 and the Tiger 2. They should be in the town. They're not. Because they're not, I give... we're gonna lose the town. Really? Did you just do that? That was kind of like a rookie move there, Slaughter. And something tells me you're probably going to need the hit points later on, so don't do that kind of thing again. Ooh. Okay, so that T-32 has decided he needs to charge over the hill for victory, right? Well, now he's just dead. And more to the point, he didn't, because none of his team charged with him, he just died. He didn't do anything to our team. If you're ever in a position like that where your team is actually outnumbering the enemy team on the other side of a hill or something, occasionally it will take somebody brave to charge over that hill, and you will pull your entire team to charge with you, and then you can shoot the enemy because you just have numbers on them, or health or something like that. Or alpha damage. That even works with alpha damage. If everybody's got high alpha damage and decent health, you can charge over a hill. Your entire team will push over, fire shots, and eliminate the enemy. When you're weaker, you need to be defending. You can't go charging over hills in a tier 8 tank in a tier 10 game unless you have some major advantage that T-32 just didn't have. Because of that, the rest of their team they're trying to defend are actually getting slaughtered. Now, our Tiger 2 is taking a decent bit of damage, but not a huge amount. Somehow we've already lost an E75. How? I don't actually know. He died up there? Nope, that's an enemy tank. Right here. Oh. Okay. So for some reason our E75 decided to charge down into the water and get hit by all the TDs that would have been up here. And everything else. He died because he got silly. Our Tiger 2 rushed into death and got killed by Object 430. Great. He got killed by the one tank, or one of the few tanks on the enemy team that nobody has lit. And so instead of these heavy tanks being successful in the city, they have lost us the town, and they've lost us this flank. Great. So now, ooh, that was a tricky shot. Unfortunately, he wasn't quite in the right position to make it in the first place, so he's going to try again. I don't really recommend this because Yeah, that can happen. So he actually got shot twice. He was really lucky. Oops. The first shot, that must have been the first shot, off his gun mantle. The second shot, there we go, into his turret ring. So the first shot bounced off his gun mantle, but the second shot went into him. That's because he was in the damaged railway car, which is much easier to shoot through than a fully health or a regular railway car. That's a 263. We're going to have to kill that. So one more shot from hopefully. Ew. Good job. Ramatal Borsuk behind us, taking out the 263. And now we're going to put shots into the low. Now, the reason that we're putting shots into the low and not the T62A is more a question of opportunity. SlaughterBob has the opportunity to take a dangerous gun out of the game. It's a low, yeah. It's tier 8, yes. It's still a gun. As long as it's a gun and it can shoot you, it's dangerous. Kill it. As long as you're, I mean, in that kind of situation, the T62A was never in a good place for SlaughterBob to kill him. He was always in the wrong spot. So, SlaughterBob took out a dangerous gun and in return didn't lose anything. One shot into the T62A, takes his shot in return. Now, if he waits till he reloads, then everything should... Ooh. Nope. Okay, so T62A reloads faster than he does. So it didn't matter what happened. He was either way going to take 2 shots. Unfortunately, T62A died, but we got reduced to 210 health. Wow, Slaughter. Something tells me you would rather be on 214 health. Next time, don't track yourself. Ooh, a T28 prototype. And he's not looking! Straight through the turret with the T28 prototype. Probably could have gone through the hull, but the turret is a less risky shot because if the hull is angled wrong, it is hard enough to just not go through. The side of the turret will pretty much punch through every time. Now, there's no way SlaughterBob can go up here because the ISU will just shoot him inside and kill him. But he can lure the ISU into turning, and these the Type 61, who's behind him, backing him up, will shoot him and damage him. And now SlaughterBob can't just charge around this corner because that would be suicidal. Oh, sorry, just making sure I was in fixed camera mode. So now they're gonna have to figure out how to do this without just charging around this hill. So the best way to do this, I'm gonna stop this right here. Okay, so this is a little bit of a mod, but not really. I'm fairly certain you can zoom out to at least here in the standard world tanks vanilla settings. So that's far enough that you can see which way a tank is pointing. So like with this low carcass, we can see his turret's pointing this way. If we inch around to the point where we're almost around the corner, and we see his turret is still pointing the wrong way, you can pop around, fire into him, and pull back before his turret can swing around and aim at you. Obviously, this only works if there is one. If there, you can see everybody who's hiding on the other side, or something like that. But it's a good tactic and something that you should employ if you can. Oops. SlaughterBob got lucky. ISU wasn't looking. He's just going to sneak around behind and shoot him in the back. Good. Now, it's a 3-on-3. We still got the enemy T28 prototype somewhere. And apparently, the enemy T54 is reporting SlaughterBob for something. Yes, winning is horrible. You can't do it. We'll report you for it. What? Go away. Anyways. So these 3 guys are actually working really well together. Okay. So the T54 decided to report the entire Claws clan for being pro or something. I'm gonna stop it for a second here. Pause. A occasionally World Tanks players and players in other games make me cry. Just because somebody is good does not mean they're cheating. And I understand my audience understands this quite well, because most of you are friends or other people who are decently good at the game. Yes, Warp Pack can get you banned. It should get you banned. Just because you're good doesn't mean you're cheating. Go away! Actually, I wish I could... Okay, we're gonna pop back into the game, and I'm gonna stop my rant for a little while. I can't... Can I? And I... No. I was trying to ignore the T-54 for my own account. Because I never want to hear that guy speak ever again. And I might be manually going back and entering him into my ignore files. Oh well. So the T-28 has pulled back to the point where we can't see him. He is most likely either back here along this line, or he is still out in the open and behind a wall! Beautiful, beautiful shot, barely over that wall, taking out the T-28. So now there's only a Bat Chat left. And he's dangerous. Yes, he's got a 4-round clip, I believe. Never remember. Excuse me. So, I'm just going to start ignoring the T-54, I swear. So, the artillery is probably not near us because of the place that shot came from. Also, he knew where we were coming from. So, most likely he moved. I'd put him either in the city or maybe near our cap. So he's dangerous because he has a clip. Now, he's either reloading right now, or most likely is reloaded and waiting for us. And the first guy he can, if he can shotgun a tank, stop this again for a sec. So, if he can shotgun a tank, he can kill SlaughterBob. He can't kill our T-61 ally. And I don't remember what our Romertor Borsuk is on in health. But either way, he's really, really dangerous. And a shot into the side of the Type 61 might actually be able to 1 or 2 shot him. If he does that, it is definitely plausible that he could clip the 2 of our hunters. Now, Romertor Borsuk is going to try capping. It's not likely that the Bat Chat is still in K1, because that would be a really silly place for him to try and hide. But it's possible that he is. It's possible that he has decided that that is the place that was the best place for him to hide. Or he's hiding in H1. I don't believe that our Type 61 checked H1. But that doesn't mean he didn't. I didn't see him do it. Now, of course, you guys can rewind. I can't. And you can tell me if he checked there. I'm gonna get in the comments below. I know I am. So now nobody's checked the center of the map. This I know. Which is also a really great place for him to be hiding, but less great because it will slow down his maneuverability. Now, the fact is, for the last minute, the artillery has known where at least one of his enemies is exactly. So he is most likely heading back to his base, or he is actually, you know what? Our Romertor Borsuk is staying close but no cigar, so it's quite possible that the artillery is firing at random into the cap, trying to kill the Romertor Borsuk, which is not the smartest idea in the world. The cap stopped. Okay, so the only way this can happen is one of two things. Either the Romertor Borsuk left the cap for reasons I don't understand, which he wouldn't have, or more likely an arty shell actually landed. So the Bat Chat is probably reloading right now, but he has hit the Borshik, and if he has another shot in that clip, can possibly kill the Borshik. So the T-54 has decided that he needed to report SlaughterBob for everything you can complain about. For reasons, again, I don't understand. But anyways, oh, there we go. Finally, we found the artillery. Ooh. Well, that's going to be a problem. So, yeah. Well, we're going to zoom out and watch this battle. SlaughterBob, I am sorry, sir, that you didn't survive this. But, shotgun by Batchat, that'll do it every time. Ooh, and the Type 6-1 catches the side of the Batchat. 1700 experience with premium without his daily double. That is good enough for his mastery badge first class. He is, of course, also netted the high caliber. And yes, he's got enough damage here for a Confederate. And I'll show you that when we flip over to the other page. Huh. Didn't actually just lit the 4502. Really? 4502? I apparently can't read today. We're just gonna leave that. I would tell you how many times I've recorded this, but you would cry. So I'm just gonna proceed like that was on purpose, and we're gonna leave that alone. So these three were by far the three that carried the team. I would have thought they were in a platoon, except of course they don't have the little numbers beside them. They work together so well, and the fact that there are three random players gives me hope for the future of wargaming. Or, well, not wargaming. World Tanks. Because when three random players can actually team up like this and carry a battle, that's amazing. That doesn't happen a whole lot. Most of the time, three random players at the end of the battle will scatter, and all of them will die separately, alone, in a field, crying for help while their allies are on the other side of the map because they decide to outrun them. Stuff like that normally happens when there's three people left alone on an enemy team. But these three stayed together until they were pretty certain that they knew the outcome of the battle, and then they separated to go hunt down the last guy. 6,300 damage dealt by SlaughterBob. Unfortunately, the last 400 damage that to break the 6,000 damage mark, he managed to commit suicide while doing it at the hands of a Batchat artillery who got fairly high up on the list with 2,000 damage, so he did quite well, and he deserves some props. Wait, why is this guy so high up on the list? Oh, okay. That's interesting. Anyways, sorry, 0 damage normally doesn't get you halfway up the list, but that much spine damage, I can understand it. So all three of these guys deserve some credit. If you see any of them, please give them props. They deserve it. 20 shots fired, all of which were standard ammunition, by the way. There was some complaints about him cheating or using gold ammo in the actual video in the chat. You can see by his ammunition cost that if he fired any gold, it was 1 shell, maybe. Most likely, though, he fired completely standard. What cost him the most money was the consumables. He had chocolate on there, and I think he used a large repair kit or a large med kit at some point. Though I wasn't paying attention to which one when. Obviously, a little bit of damage blocked by armor. Woot! A Leopard 1 blocked a shot. That never happens. Or very rarely, anyways. And some spine damage. That was a great game. Thank you very much, Slaughter, for saying it in. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night. I am so glad to finally finish one of these recordings. ioEther out.
Hey folks, this is ioEther, and we're back with some more World Tanks. Side scraping. How to counter a player who's side scraping. So the E100 is trying to side scrape. And you can see, let's see where, Ronak is actually firing at the engine deck of the enemy tank. And, well, that makes sense, because Ronak's gun is actually higher up than the enemy tank's engine deck, so he can aim down. And if he concentrates right, and if he, T-57, really? How did you miss that shot on the T-57? Really? That was like a free shot. So the enemy E100 is getting really pissed that Ronak can somehow penetrate him without being, without exposing enough of his tank so that so this guy can kill Ronak. So Ronak's, again, gonna shoot for the engine deck.